Hey there. If you're watching this, then you're probably interested in whether or not you have to remap your Triumph Scrambler engine or your Bonville, any of those Triumph 865 bikes. And the answer is yes, you probably should, and yes, you can do it. So I didn't really have any mechanical expertise before I did it. I upgraded my pipes, so I went and got these custom shotgun scrambler pipes from British Customs to replace the stock ones, and yeah, it makes a world of difference. Basically, I was just tired of, I wanted to sound like that. I was tired of sounding like a sewing machine, and so I got the pipes and then realized there was a huge amount of popping on deceleration. So this video is really to talk about why you should do it, how you should do it, and what I did basically, because I couldn't find a goddamn thing when I Googled it. So first up, I need to thank a bunch of YouTubers who really helped me when I was looking for tips on how to do this online. Del Boy's Garage, you probably know of, Tinderbox Arts, and Adventure Via were three accounts I managed to find instructions about the SAI, the standard air injection, secondary air injection unit, as well as the oxygen sensor removal, as well as switching out the stuff in the airbox. Suffice to say, all of that actually comes in a package from Triumph Twin Power. So they're a company based in good old England, and I think for about 300 quid they sell you a new filter, instructions on how to remove the things I just mentioned, as well as all the screws that you need, as well as a new tune, which is about 100 quid. So it does help, by the way, to live next to a garage, because they've been legends and lent me a couple of things, as well as the power. So thanks, Dolphin Cars. So yeah, the other option was to go through DynoJet, which is what actually British Customs recommended, but then you need to buy a power commander, which is about 300 quid separately on its own. If you take this to a mechanic, I got quoted about 150 quid to install it and do the tune. So this video is really just to show you that you can do it yourself. You'll learn a fair bit in the meantime. You will need some tools. I'm going to put the description, the tools that you need in the description, and it's worth getting obviously the Haynes manual for your bike as well. I found that to be super helpful. Right, let's crack on. Okay, so this is part of a little project to swap out the exhaust, which you can see here, with a massive silencer and baffle on, which sounds a bit like a knitting machine, sewing machine. Swap it out for the old shotgun, which hopefully should have the residents of Shepherd's Bush rejoicing. The only problem is I'm trying to remove this guy because the current pipes don't really fit. They're a bit narrow at the end, as you can see here. So it's sort of like trying to wedge this guy in. Classic precision job, as you can tell. So we're gradually making progress. What originally started out as a beautifully compacted little ring around the exhaust, I managed to pull out of the bottom exhaust. You can see it is skanky. All that gorgeous stuff that goes into the environment. Pulled it out to make way for the shotgun. So hopefully I don't need this anymore. Let's see. So fortunately that was a nice snug fit. We've got it locked all the way in, up to the hilt there. So now I have to just repeat the process with the second guy. Just a minimal bracket there. All good. So the other cunning thing when you take off the heat guard is it's got one screw there, and then it's actually just got a slide off little latch there, which is pretty handy.
So you just slide it in under there. So now I can get to this beautiful specimen and rip the shit out of that. Okay, so it's all installed now. The heat guard is on, and the shotgun's looking pretty nice and minimalist there. So this is the moment of truth. I'm just going to fire her up. Jesus. Another day, another dollar in quarantine land. So today we are going to try and do the torque induction kit steps for the Triumph, my beloved 2016 EFI Scrambler, 900cc or 865 really. I am going to remove the SAI, the injection system, the air injection system, and the oxygen sensors as well. Let's see if I can truly butcher this thing. This is my only way of getting around. So we're going to start by removing this guy and all of that. Okay, so now I've wheedled, to use the TTP terminology, this little bastard off the top of this guy. This little cylinder that it's injecting air into, and so this just comes away, which is good. Don't need that. And then pull this massive hose out of the airbox, which is now taped up, stopped up with a little handy dandy plug there. Like that, we've unscrewed the main SAI unit, and I'm gonna pull it free of the bike. It's this big bastard here. Look at all that. I feel like we've done a bit of open heart surgery. Now we get to heat shrink that cable. It's sort of hanging out just there. I'm gonna flamethrow the shit out of it with my amazing Chinese, made in China heat gun, and so we can seal it off from the elements. Let's see how this goes. Voila, there's the element that I've heat shrank, I guess, and used a pair of pliers to snap it closed. Only slightly eerie doing it right next to the gas tank, but you know, as needs must. Did it with a practically empty gas tank, so I guess reduce the risk of things blowing up in my face. Some copper grease on the alloy bung that I'm going to fill this hole with, having removed this hole, having removed this guy from it. So stick this in here with a copper washer, and then we're good. So a top tip is when it says use a sunken blacking screwdriver, circular head wrench, then do, because I tried to do a non-sunken one. The little bastard thread broke off down in there. So thankfully it was only my trusted Leatherman that I managed to wedge in and unscrew. That was slightly fortunate. Right, so now we the air injection's taken care of. Secondary air intake is being removed with a lovely Allen key screw on there. So what I'm trying to do is find this fucking O2 sensor. The internet is about as much use as a fart in a wind tunnel when it comes to telling you what. Well, I'm not even sure what that is, to be honest. I might have to unscrew it just to get in there, and then find this pesky little thing I'm supposed to. I mean, like, look, this is literally what I'm supposed to go on at this point. It's super helpful. Just like circle the red. Obviously there's no big TEC thing there. Hunt. Okay, welcome back. So the hunt for the oxygen sensors, I think, has actually proven quite successful. So we've realised that they actually connect to the header pipes. Just, you know, I guess pretty prosaic motorcycle knowledge that I was ignorant of. But so there's one, and there's the other one in there, hiding away. I think the instructions they gave were for a regular Bonnie. So obviously the scrambler with the dual exhaust coming out the same side, it's a little trickier to get to, but hopefully once I yank those out, then I can follow the wire all the way up into there, to that little rat's nest, and pull the sensors out. Let's see if this works. Okay, so actually it turns out it's a lot easier to find the fucking oxygen sensors if you just go to the header pipes and unscrew them out of there, and then you can just follow the wire up, you see. So I can follow that one, you see, up there. There he goes, up into that little business. Meanwhile, this little bastard was down here. So screwed in here, and then that annoying little screwdriver thing that I'm gonna have to, oh, that's lovely and clean, as you can see. Here, heat shrink is just there. So go for the header pipes first, that's my top tip. Hooray! So the fucking oxygen sensors are now out. Looks like there's a little bit of excess burnage happening in that exhaust pipe. Hopefully all this air injection system removal nonsense will straighten that out, let's see, and that and the engine remap. But now I've got, we've got this hanging here, so I'm going to heat shrink that. Where is it? Here? Yep. And then there's another one. If I come around the other side, there's one currently hanging down here. I guess. So he'll be heat shrink contender number 2. And I guess we can just tuck him away in there after that. Hopefully he won't be none the wiser. That's the idea. And as a victory lap, all we need to do now is heat shrink this little guy, which was the remaining O2 sensor. There is one that's sort of taped in there, but it comes through there and then joins to that, so I don't want to get busy. It joins to that, sorry. So I don't want to get busy cutting that and whatnot, so for now I'm just going to let it sort of hang, and I've tucked it in there where I've beautifully heat shrunk it, so let's see if that causes anything to malfunction. The grand finale now is to say goodbye to Gina, our glue gun, and say hello to our USB cable, because that's where we're going to download the, or upload rather, the TTP ECU remap for the engine to this bad boy. So we've got the cable, I've downloaded the tune and the drivers, so we just stick that into this guy here. With any luck, simple as that. So it looks like everything's connected and enabled. I've disabled both systems. Should I like to change my LCD limit? Would you Adam and Eve it? It's downloading the tune. Download is in progress. We're attaching the cable to the engine. The engine is on. Don't know what's going on up here, but please God, Olive's gonna live to fight another day. Wait for connection to view any logged error codes. Fingers crossed. Okay, so followed all the instructions. Now the engine just has to idle, and whilst it cycles through what the optimum I guess settings are. So fingers crossed, it looks like it's all good for now. Now wait for the TPS indicator light to turn green. So what we're waiting for now is this little doodad here, this TPS sensor inside the tune loader software to go green for 20 minutes. You can see it's doing something, it's cycling through stuff, it's going green. All looks shipshape. Let's cross those fingers, people. So this is what the Triumph twin-powered tune loader software looks like when you're monitoring it. And funnily enough, I just managed to sync my throttle bodies with a £2.99 set of these instead of the classic 19 quid thing to get in and twist this guy, the little yellow painted screw here. So actually pretty handy for just getting in like that and giving it a little turn. So another good job done. This is the sound of the exhaust in all her glory.